Good morning, children. I hope you're all ready with your research findings on the Cherao dance of India and the Tinikling dance of Philippines. Yes, everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes, we have a lot to share with each other.
Yes.
Great. So we begin with the origin of the dance.
The Cherao dance began in the Yunnan province of China, and it was in the 13th century when the community known as Monoloi community introduced this folk dance to Mizoram.
Okay.
The Cherao dance was first introduced because as a ritual to a deceased mother who has passed away recently, leaving a newborn child on earth. But because of the modern ways and when we entered the modern century, this dance has been added some of the new steps, and now it has been dance for just merrymaking and fun.
The Cherao dance is believed to be originated as early as the 1st century AD. The ritualistic dance style is said to have originated from the northeastern state of Mizoram.
Okay. Anybody has any questions regarding the origin? Kedar, I think you pointed out about some deceased mother. Could you just elaborate? What is the thing? Yes?
When a mother would die, and she would have a newborn baby and she would die, so this dance was just performed to provide solace to the soul of the mother who had died.
Okay, so that was the purpose. Okay. And what about the Tinikling dance? Okay.
The tinikling dance, it was based on the movements of the tickling bird, which was the worst enemy of the farmers in the farm fields. So the tinikling dance was based on the steps of the tickling bird, which would dodge sticks on the ground and bamboo traps. So the tinikling dance was based on its movements.
Okay, interesting. Yes?
Tinikling dance actually originated during the Spanish colonial era.
Okay. Yes?
When we talk about legend, the dance originated same due to during the Spanish colonial era, but here the locals were ordered by the king to work on large plantations, but the people who would work very slowly or lazy and couldn't do their work, they were punished, and they were given a punishment to stand between the two bamboo poles, and then the poles were clapped together. So to save their feet from getting hurt, they used to jump. So that's also the one reason which locals believe.
Okay, great. Yes?
Tinikling is a traditional Philippine folk dance which is originated during the Spanish colonial era. The dance involves two people beating, tapping and sliding bamboo poles on the ground against each other in the coordination with one or more dancers who step over and in between the poles in a dance. The name Tinikling is a reference to birds locally known as tickling, which can be a number of rail species, but more specifically refers to the slatty-breasted rail.
Okay, so we know it has to do with the feet movement of the tickling bird, which was a nuisance for the farmers. So is there any particular pattern that is followed for the movement of the bamboo stems?
Because when the farmers found that the tickling bird was a really nuisance in the farm fields, they would lay traps, bamboo traps especially. So when they used to see from a distance if the tickling bird would trap or not, they got mesmerized by the movements of the tickling bird. It would dodge the bamboo pole in such a graceful manner. The farmers and the people were so
Amazed by
the movement of the bird, the agility, the flexibility. So because of this,
they came up with a dance.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes.
Based on the movement of the tickling bird, they have directions for the dance like hop on both feet, hop another hop on both feet, hop on both feet, do another hop using both feet, hop on both feet and again repeat.
So I guess all those you all are participants in the dances as well. So I'm sure you're able to relate with what she's just saying. Yeah, as far as the pattern of the dance is concerned. Okay, great. Right, what else? What else do we know? Yes.
The dance is actually played on the rondola music, which is a folk music.
Which music?
Rondola.
Okay, and what kind of music is this supposed to be? Wait, let her finish.
It is supposed to be a music with rhythms. It has many in the music, and it is repeatedly played for the dancers to dance.
Okay, anyone else can throw light on the rondola music? Yes?
Rondola music is a sort of serenade played by an ensemble of string instruments which originated in Spain during the Middle Ages.
So that's necessarily the kind of music that's played during the dance, is it? Okay. Yes.
So when the rondola music is played, what happens is 6 to 8 people hold the bamboo staffs, and then the movement of the people start to, dance, starting one hop, two hop each side, and so they continue dancing till the rondola music is complete.
Okay. Yes.
So while the rondola music is played, the people who are sitting with the bamboos, they continuously beat the bamboos on the ground with some beat, which can be like, or like, so they
Can we have it again to mark out the difference?
so and on the ground. So when they close, we should dodge it so that it resembles the tickling bird's movement.
Okay, so it's as close to the feet movement of the bird as possible. Great. Okay. Yes.
One or two people would jump over the bamboo sticks, and four to five people hold the bamboo sticks in a rhythm similar to the rondola music.
So are the bamboo sticks held in a particular way?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. There are usually two pairs of bamboo staves. It is placed horizontally and vertically. So when they are banged against the ground, especially on the wooden surface, to provide that more sound, it provides again like a background music to the rondola music.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else you wish to add?
In the dance, the females cleverly and precisely move their feet between bamboos, which are rhythmically banged on the surface.
I'm sure it's not very easy. All those who are in the dance will be able to tell us. Okay. Yeah.
And then, ma'am, in this tinkling dance, the rondola music is played by string instruments such as bandurias and octaves.
Oh. Okay. So now if we go back to the chirao, the Indian chirao dance, what about the pattern of the way the bamboo stems are moved, or what kind of music is used? Okay.
Yeah, the main form of instrument includes, there's no music such as, but the main instrument are the two bamboo staves that they hold. In addition, the music rhythm, when we talk, is created only by the tapping of bamboos. Means there is no such music just as rondola music, which is
There's no music played in the background, or it might be played, it's not necessary.
yeah, it's not necessary, but
They may or may not have. All right. Yes.
And in this dance, the instruments used are guitar and
Okay.
here the bamboos are placed parallel to each other on the ground, and like horizontally and vertically, and they are just tapped on the ground, not beating or sliding is done.
Okay. You don't beat them together. It's only done on the ground. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, in this dance, then the male performers then clap the bamboos rhythmically, while the female performers dance in the intricate steps between the beating of the bamboos.
Okay.
In 2010, it was estimated that there were many chirao dancers dancing in that year, and it is mainly done on the festive occasions.
All right.
They consist of 6 to 8 people banging the pair of bamboos.
Okay. Yeah.
The females, only they take the dancers who are experienced and who know very well, because the females need to have a perfect sense of timing.
Right.
So yeah, so when to dodge and what to do, and the dancers move alternatively by stepping in and out from across and between the pair of horizontal laid bamboos.
Quite challenging. Huh? Are you enjoying doing those dances? I'm sure you find it very challenging. Okay. All right.
The females who have a perfect sense of time dance gracefully by stepping in and out of cross and horizontally laid bamboo sticks. The dancers move by stepping alternatively in and out from between across a pair of horizontal bamboos.
Right. That's exactly what she said. Yes.
Chirao dance is performed in the northeastern state of Mizoram and is notable
dance of Mizoram is the center attraction during the festive season in Mizoram, that is near March and April.
So around March or April is when they have this dance. Okay, what about the costumes? What about the costumes? Okay, okay. We'll begin with the Chirao dance first, since we're talking about Chirao. How are the costumes?
The costumes include, the costumes are very colorful attire and they are traditional to the state. Like, it's not a particular costume for the dance, the traditional clothing for the state. Like in Gujarat we have chaniya choli and all. Same with the traditional costumes of the state are used. Thintha, Bakiria, Kavarchi and Puanchi are the costumes.
Okay, and yeah.
These costumes are basically made of Bakaria fabric. They usually wear a white shirt and a lower striped red and black skirt with a colorful coat.
Yeah, just like we saw in the videos. Okay, yes.
The women wear Kuachi, that's a blouse with white, red, green, black colors, and the Puanchi, that is again a white, red, green, black colored saree.
Okay. Yes.
And the men wear moza, mizo scarf and bamboo hat, and majority of these traditional costumes are in vibrant colors.
You'll be wearing those costumes yourselves. Okay, great. Yes.
And the men wear a humbiyu, also known as a bamboo hat, and a mizo shawl.
Okay.
And the women wear vakiria.
Yes,
Which is a
she mentioned
female-
that. Vakiria she mentioned.
Which is a female headdress made of bamboo and decorated with colorful feathers and beetles' wings.
Right. Yes.
In the Tinikling dance, females traditionally wear a dress called Balintawak, which are very colorful or patterned, a pineapple fiber blouse paired with checkered skirts, and the males wear an untucked embroidered shirt called the Barong Tagalog.
Okay. Yeah, I'm able to relate with the videos. We've seen all those costumes there. Correct. Yes.
The Barong Tagalong is the national outfit for the Filipino men. The barong is usually paired with red trousers, and all the dancers perform the dance without wearing shoes.
It has to necessarily be red trousers?
Yeah, ma'am, that's the national costume, original costume.
Okay.
Ma'am, the Balentiwak are colorful dresses with white arch sleeves, and the Patadidong is a pineapple fiber blouse, lightweight, long-sleeved shirts, and worn with red trousers.
Okay. Yes.
In this, the dancers wear no footwear, and the Barong Tagalog uniform is usually lightweight, long-sleeved, and shirts worn with red trousers.
Okay. Any particular reason? Is it just because it's the costume at a particular place, or it has anything to do with the dance? Maybe it is convenient.
Ma'am, actually those trousers are made for freely moving in the
Correct.
bamboo, so
Correct.
that we cannot become stick in the middle.
Yeah, you cannot have something loose and it gets entangled with the bamboo straps. Yes.
As the Balintawak and Padavihu are worn by the female dancers, they are very lightweight, so it is easy for them to dance.
Right. The
in
weight is another
skillful way.
factor. Yes.
The pattern which is used in these costumes, they also represent their culture. In the Philippines, because they usually wear short trousers and with lightweight. So the pattern which is used in these dresses, it really represents their culture.
Alright. Great. So, okay.
The girls actually have a bun, tie a bun on their head, so the hair doesn't come in the middle while they are dancing.
Right. So a lot of it has to do with what's convenient with the kind of dance that is taken up. Yeah, they're comfortable and they're at ease. Correct. Yes.
Also part of the costume, they complement their look with the fancy red feather headgear.
Okay. Alright. You all are also part of the dance team, some of you. So I'm sure since we have so many similar things, the main similarity being that the bamboo stars being used in both the dances. How is it yet different from each other? Yeah?
And in the Philippines, the bamboos are moved in the air, and in Chirao they are banged down.
Throughout, is it moved in the air, or in between you have the movements in the air as well?
Throughout.
No, they must be, banging it on the floor as well.
In ending they bang. While
Only towards the ending. Oh, okay. Yes.
In the Tinikling dance, they have the rondallo music, which is like a background music, but in the Chirao dance, only music is the banging of the
bamboo staves on the ground.
Okay, there's no additional music necessarily. Okay.
In the Chirao dance, it is basically derived by the Chirao people in Mizoram, and the tickling dance is derived by a bird called tickling.
Alright, yeah, we saw that about the origin. So, any other themes as such apart from the reasons of the origin of those dances? Yeah?
Yeah, the dance, the Chirao dance is like, now it has been, now it is celebrated and done in all the celebrations, but before, when we talk about the history, it was celebrated by the family, only the family, on the festival Bhusa Ai, which is the bumper harvest festival.
Okay. So now it's like become like a mass thing. Fine. Yes?
Chirao girls wear a long cap-like kind containing with feathers, and in tickling, none of the girls wear cap.
Oh, okay.
In the tickling dance, instead of wearing the fancy feather headgear like worn in Mizoram, the girls complement their hair bun with a rose or any flower stuck in it.
Right. A lot of points have come up. If we give you all a minute to just think about and kind of summarize. Okay, so we understand how these dances are similar in terms of the pattern of the dance, the way the bamboo staves are moved. Okay, how they are similar and at the same time different. So give you a minute to just summarize this and then we share it.
So now we will summarize the similarities and differences between the Chirao dance and the tinikling dance. Similarities. They both have a main concept of bamboo tapping. The ideal hairstyle is a bun for girls. The steps are to be performed rhythmically on beats. Fabrics like wakairia are used in both costumes. They both consist of 6 to 8 people. Now we come to the differences. They both have a concept of bamboo tapping, but here in the Chirao dance, the bamboos are placed horizontally and tapped against the ground. In the tinikling dance, the bamboos are slided, bent and tapped on the ground. The ideal hairstyle is a bun, but in the Chirao dance, the girls wear a red feather headgear and even the boys, but in the tinikling dance, they stick a rose or any other flower on their hair bun. The steps are to be performed on rhythmic beats on both of the dances, but they, like in the Chirao dance, they move alternatively by stepping in and out of the bamboo sticks. Like in the Philippine dance, they have directions like hopping on both feet again and repeating it.
Great, that was summarized really well. Anything she missed? Yeah?
During the past, basically these dances were done in families, individual families, but now as it gained mass popularity, it has been celebrated in groups, or many families come together and perform it.
Okay, great. Good job, children. You have all done your research work well. Lot of content has come up for discussion. So congratulations. But keep researching. Yeah, research should never end. And do enjoy your practice, your rehearsals and the dance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.